back to another video of the HTML and CSS web development course. So in the last video, or in the last few videos, we have been working on our portfolio website, which looks really nice. If you look at the normal website, it looks really nice. It looks pretty. It looks okay. But the problem is when we make it too small, so like mobile, it looks terrible. And today in the next few videos we're gonna fix the responsiveness of our website. And the reason why I made like a separate topic about this is because responsiveness is like really big. You can go almost every way possible, you can do it. And that's why I didn't finish a section or finish a container and make it responsive right away, because I want to explain to you guys how the responsiveness works. So first thing we're gonna do, we go back to our index.html and we're gonna start with the navigation bar. So we're gonna add a link of class, and we're gonna call this drop down icon. We're gonna close it and we're gonna call href. We're gonna close it. Okay, first thing, now we need a hamburger logo, right? So we go to unicode-table.com, and in the search bar we're gonna check diagram, and that's this one. And now down here, so here, this one, that's the Unicode number. And now we're gonna use the HTML code. So we're gonna copy this, we go back to our link, and we're gonna put this one in the href, so not in the href itself, but in the A as a name. We're gonna save this, go back, let's see if this works. And here it is. As you can see, it's really small, but we're gonna fix that for sure. And wait a second, let's check if we can. Okay, we're gonna just to make sure if there's another one. No, this is exactly okay. Perfect. Okay, so what you see now, you have like the hamburger right here, and what we want the hamburger to appear when the screen is too small, but we want the list items or the navigation items to disappear. So what we're gonna do, we go back to the top. That's the first container, right? So in the first container we have our navigation, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we have. And right on the top we're gonna put dot drop down icon. And we're gonna give this a display of none. And the reason for this is because we don't want to see the button when the website is in full size. So now it's disappearing. And when it gets smaller, we want to see the list item. So we fix that. After that, we go all the way down. And now we're going to talk about the media query. So the media query is screen. It means it looks at the display. So the size of your display is the screen. And within media query, you can start a breakpoint, and the breakpoint decides when a display is getting smaller, and the moment it hits a certain size, the breakpoint steps in, and after that everything that you put inside the media query is going to be executed. So for example, the social button, nope, sorry, I opened mail, that is not what we want, because we added this a little bit earlier as well. So if you check this, look at this, as you can see, the buttons are getting closer together as smaller the screen is, and that is something we did with the media query. We did it really fast, but it is something that I wanted to show you guys, and now we're gonna actually expand it. So under the social button, we're gonna do this on top of the social button. That's easier. So we're gonna call dot. We're gonna call drop down icon. Oh. And we're gonna call display. We're gonna give this a display of block. Save. Okay. And up top of the drop down, we're gonna call another one, and that is the nav item. So we're gonna call nav dash item. And we're gonna give this a display of none. Save both files just in case. So let's see what happens. Okay, and when we go smaller, 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 smaller. Okay, apparently I made a mistake. Wait a second. Let's check. Nav item display of none when it's smaller than 740. Okay, this theoretically this should work. Let's see what happens if you call li in the front. Okay, now as you can see, the smaller, 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 and when it hits a breakpoint, it disappears. Let me explain this to you a little bit. What we did here, instead of calling the class, we call the parent, and after that we call the class. Normally you don't have to do this, but sometimes it happens. Instead of classes, you can also call like ul, after that li, but I like to work with classes, so that's why we did this. Another thing we're gonna do, we go to the drop down icon, and we're gonna give this margin dash right of 40 pixels. Let's see what happens. Maybe we need padding, huh? It's also a possibility. Okay, as you can see, it's still in the middle, and we don't need it in the middle. We don't need that. So we're gonna try getting it to the right. Maybe a text align. Text align of right. Let's see what happens. Perfect. So what we did now, we created our drop down icon, and when the display gets smaller it appears. So we go back, and now we give it a text align of right. This looks really cool. Let's see if we can change the size. So we're gonna add font size just to see if it works. It actually works. And okay, so the font size we're gonna give 45 pixels. 45 I think is a good size for your website. Pretty nice. I click it, nothing happened yet. In the next video we're gonna add a function so that it does something. Okay, so we adapted the navbar a little bit, and as you can see now, big screen. You see the whole menu, and we make it smaller, the menu disappears and it gives a button back. In the next video we're gonna make this a drop down icon, so when you click the icon, the menu or the navigation is gonna be dropping down. And I think this is a good start of the navigation. This looks really nice. We did a good job here. So that's a little bit how media query works. Media queries, it doesn't only work for mobile, it also works for tablets, 4K resolutions and everything. We're not gonna add 4K support because I don't have a screen to test it. But I'm sure you can add it on your own when you finish the course and you want to add it. You can say like, okay, I'm gonna try this, and I'm sure you're gonna be okay with it. Okay, so I hope you learned something in this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And let's go to the next video so that we can add some functions to our button.